What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Ruiners. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we delve into the depths of the dungeon to destroy as many denizens of... I don't know. I've run out of D words at this point. I've run out of D words. So, let's go ahead and dash down the stairs. God. And it looks like we can increase our mind level right now, our water level, or we can get move speed. I'm going to go with the mind level right here because I think that that's probably going to benefit us the most. I think that if you take random, you get a combiner rune too. I mean, last time we didn't. It seemed like a pretty cool thing. Ooh, we seem to be in some kind of volcanic level. All right, very, very cool. We might come face to face with some magma. I don't know if any of you have ever actually been near lava, but I was near a volcano while it was erupting, and it is... You cannot imagine the heat. I mean, it's hard to describe to people. It's very, very difficult to describe to people. Oh my god. Okay, we've been pinned in one spot, unfortunately. So I think what I'm going to do right here, let's drop an AoE over there, although it's going to damage those trees, unfortunately. And so we're going to have to kite them out of there, unfortunately. But the goal with these trees... Oh, we've got like a satanic warrior over here as well. No! Stop hitting my enemies with your random bullet fire. So this ability seems to have backfired on me a little bit. Let's open up these crates, all of these destructibles, because we did lose a little bit of health right there, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I feel much better now. Ah. But yeah, I was next to an erupting volcano in Hawaii for a little while, and it was unbearably hot. It was definitely an interesting experience. Oh, and he's going to suck us in right there. He's going to use and invoke his powers of the vacuum to see if he can bring us down. Unfortunately, he can't. We're just in too good of a mood today. So let's wipe out that enemy right there. We've got a whole bunch of runes that dropped right now. We do have a... Never mind, we used up our triple combiner on this teleport ability. And it looks like it actually can take us all the way across the screen if we want it to. Can it go all the way over to here? No, it'll take us part of the way. Okay, so it's got limited range, but it's not so bad. I'm going to drop an AoE right there because that seems like a good idea since they're all kind of crowded and crammed together. I don't even know what that thing is right there. It's a giant... That's what my face looks like on Monday mornings, to be honest. It's a statue based on Monday mornings with Splattercat. Let's go ahead and destroy this enemy right here. Luckily, it's a Saturday, so you all don't have to worry about me being a Grumplestein right now. I'm going to get in right here. Alright, fantastic. We've cleared out this level, although we are losing a lot of health at the moment. I did want to point out that things are actually not going so well. Even though I'm trying to be positive right now, our blood is rapidly spilling out of our eye sockets and so forth. So I think I'm probably going to go to the right since we have no choice. Oh, good. We have lots of projectile spewing enemies. This game really sort of escalates rapidly. That's one thing that I am starting to notice, is that the game does get difficult very, very fast. I feel like the first floor is sort of like a freebie, and then after that... Oh, I hit the 4 key. Damn, I wanted to teleport, and unfortunately I didn't hit the right button. My badsies. Sound like somebody opened up a lightsaber right there. Like, God, things aren't bad enough. The enemy just brought out a lightsaber. Just... We're facing the Sith right now. We got a giant wormy thing right there that I'm going to do my best to kill. I think that's what killed us last time, to be honest. We've leveled up again, and so we can get critical strikes that increase our movement speed by 7% for 5 seconds. We can reduce the effects of the room auras. We can go for every 30% of your life lost, you become phased for a few seconds. I'm probably just going to go with that one. I mean, I don't like any of the choices right there, so I'm just going to take randoms. We had an entropy rune that would have been very, very easy to walk away from because it shares the same regal color as the walls. A lot of purple going on, right? And I really don't want to be near you guys. I don't like that. I think those might have been what murdered me last time. There are so many projectiles flying around this room right now. Oh my. Let me grab that health pickup just very quickly. Since we are not looking in the best of shape right now, I need to outrange that mob because frankly, wow, we're doing poorly right now. We are doing very, very poorly. Lots and lots. It says there's another heart around here. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that would have been a very, very bad thing to leave behind, considering that that took us up by quite a bit. It looks like we've gotten our health buff once. I don't know if it's going to be ultimately that worth it. I was taking a chance on a new ability. I do think that we kill a lot of enemies in this game, so I think that it might have been awesome. I'm going to pop my class ability right now because we have a lot of things running at us. And anytime we have a lot of things running at us, I think it's probably a good idea. Oh, they're casting a stone spell around us. Okay. I want to go over here, so that's what I'm going to do. My God. There's all kinds of bad stuff happening right here. And I don't think I've upgraded my spells nearly enough to be able to deal with it properly. That spell right there, I think we already had that on this playthrough. It's combining 2 earth runes. It makes an ability so that you can create blockades out of stone all over the place. I don't really think that, I mean, you would have to dedicate a lot of time, and the enemy's pretty fast, and they do break down the barriers pretty quickly. I just don't, oh my god. It seems like every floor I very, very much need. I need my class ability like on every single floor, and unfortunately I should have teleported right there because I got pinned down, but I'm going to do my best. I'm doing my best, but there's so many things happening on screen right now, and I don't have enough hankies to fix this problem at the moment. There's also things taking far too much, like their defense has gone up a lot. Like I do feel like I'm having to damage enemies a lot more than I previously had to as well. That guy stepped into my miasma, which is okay. That's fine for me. Let's see if we have anything that we can combine out over here. So many earth runes. My god, so many earth runes. So let's go ahead and, oh, that'll actually increase the range of that? Yeah, let's go ahead and I think that sounds mighty, mighty fine, in fact. We have 1 mind rune, so let's increase our missiles damage. This over here, we can go with light or darkness. Darkness will increase the damage amplification, and light increases... Okay, that seems alright. Oh, that didn't do much for me. Alright, well, whatever, you know. I guess I can accept it. All of these, though, I'm not seeing a whole lot of reasons right now. What does that do? I know that it explained what that does for me in the... It does something for me, and I can't recall what. A 4-to-1 ratio, I'll have to look it up to be honest. I don't necessarily recall. It told me in the tutorial. I distinctly remember it telling me what this did. Maybe if you moused over it, it would give you a tooltip. That would be kind of nice, just so you could do it on the fly if you needed to. But it's my own fault for not remembering. Let's find out what 2 fires does. Have I done 2 fires? Let's look at our Runedex real fast and find out if I've done 2 fires. No, I have not. So let's find out. Flamethrower. I thought that I did this one already. We'll put that in the 2 spot real fast and we'll see what it does. Oh, it's very spammable. Oh. Might be a better option than the lightning spell then, if it's spammable. Hold on, let's move that around for a second. Let's see what we can do right here. I got a good feeling about this one. It fires so fast. The only downside that I would see to this is that the range is very, very limited. And it fires so fast that it leaves us with a lack of a ranged option. So we're going to have to be really close to enemies. Now, it does play into our build, where our distracting melody, I think, will help with it. But let's play with it for a little bit. Let's try something new. I don't see any problem with it. We'll try something new. I'm going to use this light rune over here to make its duration a little bit longer on our AoE. And let's see what we can do with Flamethrower. Hopefully it'll like stack up some kind of... Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to need to stun enemies right there because we just got sucked into a very, very nasty engagement. We just took a lot of damage right there. Luckily I was able to spam on the Q key and make things happen. Okay. God, that was almost the end right there. That was almost the end. Let's kill off this mirror. I still am not entirely sure what those mirrors do. They don't put buffs or debuffs on you, so they just seem to randomly be around when you're playing the game. Looks like we got a room with nothing but destroyables. So let's run on in here. Surprisingly enough, molten rock is susceptible to further melting. So there's that to be considered. We can still break open all this stuff by any means now. Walked right into that one. Kind of embarrassing. I'm going to go ahead and drop an... There we go. We got the AoE... Oh, there's still more enemies left. Okay. So as much as I would like to run you down... What is he doing right there? He picked up an entropy rune, but he was doing some kind of weird swizzle thing over there where he was just like sitting there consuming oxygen or something, just eating ozone. I'm going to do the destroyables in here and we'll figure it out. Shrinkify. Shrinkify is not one that I am actually really, really excited about attempting right now. What Shrinkify does is it zooms you in on your character very, very closely, and so it's actually kind of a difficult room to deal with Oh, we lucked out so hard right there. I'm so glad that this turned out to just be a random room. If we get too many more enemies, we're going to be hurting. We're going to be hoiting a lot. Oh my. And we probably got the worst room we could have possibly gotten right now. So we got axe zombies, we got just all kinds of problems. They're trying to shill out their ridiculous... Okay, so that worked to my advantage, but I don't think we're going to make it out of this room, to be honest. I think this room is going to be very, very unkind to us. I'm going to pop my ability right now because I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to do so later. And yeah. God, I'm just going to keep recycling the same ability. Trying to keep myself away from axe zombies as much as I can. God. Grab that double container. Okay, so there's another one down. There's so many axes flying through the air right now. I'm going to fall quiet for a moment while I attempt to dodge all these. And it's important to... Oh, no, I didn't see that right there. Damn it. Oh, I didn't... Where did that one come from? No. God, this game is hard. Okay, so there it is. We made it a little bit further that time. We had 11 flawless rooms. I think we did okay. Let's go ahead and we'll start over real fast and we'll continue on with this episode. Since I don't really see any reason to break off the series, I do like the game a lot, so... I think there is a strong argument to be made that you want to stick with ranged options. That's what I'm thinking right now, so I might go for a fire build on this one. That's what I'm thinking on this next one, so let's go for another wimpy run. We did get a considerably better score that time, and so if you notice, last time we were in 500th place, and now we're in 332nd place, so we actually did quite a bit better. I think we got 40,000 more points that time when we played. Let's try again. Let's try again. Why not? I'm going to try out Ethereal Spirit. I don't know if that's going to be any good because it's not really something that you can rely on. After 10 seconds worth of cooldowns have been gathered, you go phased for 1.5 seconds, which means you can't be damaged. We're going to try that out. I think that might work out okay. What else do we have here? 8 light spirits that blast from your location. They distract enemies and have a large light radius. Seems kind of cool, but fires 2 spells with no cooldown. I think that... Let's try that for a second, and we're going to go with fire spells on this one. I don't think that these things are going to necessarily have a lot of synergy. We need to get a fire rune early, though, because I want to try a ranged build right here, because I think the big problem that we've been running across the entire time that we've been playing the game, it's been related to the fact that, oh, that little circle around me. So the circle around me lets me know how close to going phased I am. Cool. Alright, so that's nice to know. I don't know if maybe it's not working right now. It looks like there's... I think that's just a torch, but it looked like there was some kind of weird flaming sphincter on the wall for a second. Just, I don't know why the way my brain interpreted it. I don't know if maybe that's a little bit... Oh my god, there's so many enemies right here. So, my ability to double cast may not be so useful from where we're at right now. I'm just going to focus on getting rid of these rats for right now. Oh, and there's that fire rune that I desperately wanted. So let's go ahead and we'll create that. It's not going to be usable for right now, but this is going to be kind of... This was the idea that I was having, is that fire might actually be a lot more useful if you can double spam it out a little bit faster. So running like a double fire build was what I was thinking about. And so there we go. That seems to be a little bit better, but reducing the cooldown still seems like it's going to be something that I have to accomplish. I mean, it just doesn't fire fast enough. I mean, for a second, I can become sort of like a Hellfire missile launcher, but oh, I missed one. I wasn't paying attention. Let's go ahead and get rid of him right there. Awesome. Bunch of hearts in this room, so I don't think for the first floor we're going to have a whole lot to be concerned about. I'm hoping we can get a bunch of combiners, though. That would be great. I was hoping this would fire... I'm not going to lie. I was hoping this would fire a little bit faster than what we're getting out right now. There we go. It comes down to I have to actually space out my fingers when I push the button a little bit better. I think that fire spells, I mean, you do get the dot out of it. That's the thing. And if you don't know what a dot is, it's a damage over time effect. It means that the enemy continues to tick down health well after the spell lands. And so if you look, my enemy's burned. So him right there, you see how he's still ticking for damage? I think that, I mean, maybe if you could get the spell to fire a little bit faster. Is there any way to reduce the cooldown on this? Out of curiosity, no, there's not. So see, that's where I run into my fundamental problem right here, is that I wish that there was a way to kind of... I do wish that there was a way to get that cooldown a little bit further, because a machine gun of fire does sound very, very attractive to me right now. But let's stick it out for a little bit. We'll see how this works. It does rely on us picking up a lot of fire runes along the way so that we become kind of a damage-dealing machine right now. Kind of a bio-organic machine. I don't know, a little bit of an android, I guess. A fire-spewing android. What kind of better android could exist? Let's go back down to the south. Got another room over here where I guess all of these rats are hopped up on meth or something, because it looks like they all got a speed buff briefly while we were starting out. Now the nice thing here is that I only really need to hit the rats once because they don't have a lot of health and they'll burn to death. And while that sounds actually, it sounds pretty horrible. It sounds like something that might not be condoned by PETA. I'm doing medical research. That's all you have to say to get away with burning animals. It's medical research. There we go. We got a double container right there. Let's go ahead and break that open. Awesome. Oh, it doesn't continue to burn the crate, though. We can't set the crates on fire, unfortunately. So we've got ourselves a double combiner, our first double combiner, in fact. I'm going to go with mind and wind, and that'll probably combine to give you a brain fart, as somebody suggested down in the comments of the first video, I believe. And that gave us momentum breeze. Oh, it fires a damaging blast of air that splits on contact. What's the cooldown? It's about the same as what we expect from the fire spell. And so I think it's a little bit lower than the fire spell. Oh, it kind of farts me. Oh, we actually fart though when we fire that, and it pushes me forward. You see that right there? So it kind of pushes me towards the enemy. I think that's something that the range also leaves something to be desired. So can I make that any better? The split damage? No, you actually can't make the range any better. So if I could buff the range up a little bit, I think that ability would be worthwhile. We'll play with it for a little bit. While we're on the first floor, we've got a little bit of leeway. I think we'll play with it, but I don't see it as being incredibly useful to me right now. It does do a lot of damage. I mean, 7 damage is a really, really heavy-handed hit. I think that if you get 2 of these, it limits the predictability of your motion, because you can't guarantee being able to move around enemies, but spamming out doubles of these would fill the air with so much chaff that I do feel like you might kind of have like a flat cannon type thing going on, where you could split tons and tons of damage out, and the enemy, it wouldn't matter that it was propelling you towards the enemy, because by the time you get there, I think you would run a reasonably decent chance of having destroyed the enemy before you kind of collide with them. And so we finished that off right there. It looks like no hearts have been dropped in this room. That's okay. We don't really need them anyways. That guy's firing some giant Kamehameha blast looking thing at me, which is definitely below par. It's definitely kind of a check minus situation. The other thing is my consistent ability to hit the enemy with that ability, because the range is so small. So it does deal a lot of damage. It's just hard to hit enemies with. It's okay. Momentum breeze seems to be alright. But I think I may stick with the fireball, because it's just the range. I do think that range is the key to winning this game. Every single problem that I've come across so far has largely been related to the fact that I can't fire as far as I need to stay out of the enemy's reach. And I think being able to shoot off screen is something that I really want to chase down right now. So let's move that over to there. I can't store that. We'll keep it sort of in our offhand for later. This time we don't have enough runes. It seems like I'm either drowning in runes or I'm drowning in combiners, and unfortunately it seems like we're going with the latter decision this time. Let's go upwards. See if we can wipe out a couple of enemies right here. There we go. These guys are going subterranean, unfortunately. They're going underground in their attempts to destroy me, so they're definitely taking part in some of that guerrilla action that we have going on in our red faction playthrough. That's alright, though. We got a speed rune right there. Not something that I wish that, I mean, I don't know. I wish that you could combine any rune with any other ability to kind of customize them out. So, for example, using like a speed rune with the fireballs that we already have would increase the speed of the projectile or something. Like, I do wish that there were a few more ways to customize your kit out, and I realize that's a little bit of a greedy thing to say in a game like this, where honestly you kind of have endless spell combinations, but you are sort of at the mercy of random drops when you play. I am liking my increased range right now, if you're wondering whether or not I've been taught. Oh, we got a level up, so we can go with Elementalism. Killing runic mages, elementals, earthens, and demons leaves a shard of their essence, which lowers your spell's current cooldowns by 1. I don't really have enough cooldowns to worry about that. We're not running a character with very long cooldowns. When your life drops below 5, you stun all enemies for 5 seconds. That's pretty good. Arcane Guardian was one that we were running before. Let's go with Arcane Guardian. Everything else is looking... I could make use of everything. I don't really know what Phase does. I thought Phase was going to make me, like, slightly invisible for a little bit. And I don't actually think that's what it does. I don't see any changes in my stats when I go Phased. Because I do have my quick stats open, so... If you don't want me to play with this open, let me know. I play with it open because I like to have a quick look at all of the stuff that I have going on. But I know some people might find it to be a little bit distracting. This is Stasis. We're gonna get cursed when we do this, and they got increased crit damage, unfortunately. And we've got a decreased darkness skill, and what looks like a decreased kinetic skill, and a decreased... Ooh, we set water on fire. That's how hot we are right there. That's how you know that you either have an oil mining operation near your house, or B, you are super, super awesome at firing elemental fire spells. You can set water on fire. There we go. There we go. And so we'll go ahead and blow all of this up. And we are done with the stasis event. We could go for extra HP, we could go for crit chance, or we can go for a water rune. We'll go for... Let's live on the edge. I'm going to go for the crit chance. I like gambling. I like gambling. I know that I said I didn't like gambling when I made this character, that I don't like the gambling abilities, but that's because some of those come with serious detriments. Whereas I do like gambling. I like gambling if I have nothing else but something to gain. There we go, to clarify my comments earlier on in this episode. Let's go to the left right now. And we'll clear out this final room. Looks like we've got another debuff here. Confused at your aiming position. It's unfortunate, but I suppose that I can live with it. This would be one of those times where I would want to play around with that fire spell, I think. I'm going to try and duck around these and see if maybe I can limit the amount of skeletons that are running around just briefly before they res up and come back after me, because they do come back, I think, at full health. Almost positive they do come back with full health, which is very, very bad for me. Now, the only thing remaining in the room is this mirror, which we will get rid of. Magic mirror, no thank you. The only magic spewing object I want in this room is to be me. Tinkerer, they always try and sell me on that one. Grizzly strength, I should have taken the 10%. I should have taken the 10%. Knowledge of rooms, it's not seeing, it's knowing. That might actually be a useful ability to take. Every 40 seconds, putting a beast to sleep doesn't seem that great. In fact, all of these, I'm going to sacrifice some HP, I guess. It lowers me to 90 HP, but maybe we'll be able to solidify that later. The 10% damage buff, I think, will benefit us in the long run. Being able to deal damage in this game is important, especially once you start getting to some of the later levels where they have, like, increased damage quotients and things, where it's just, like, it's so much to deal with. Let's go. Oh, I've actually kind of lost my way slightly right here. We're going to go ahead and drop on in to the... Oh, I've got to go up and around. Oh, my God. We got way out of the way on this one. We are nowhere near where I wanted to be. That just allows you to double cast. I'm not really... Fires 2 current spells with no cooldown. So it just like picks 2 and spams them out. But does the global affect that? Or does it... I don't know. We've beaten the first floor, as we've done many times before. I think I'm going to go for crit defense. Let's go with the random. I don't really care. So it looks like we've gotten crit defense right there. So what I was kind of leaning towards, we got anyways. Floor number 2. I'm going to go ahead and start off by clearing out some of these rocks and things. Just in the off chance that one of them has a heart. In which case it might be some kind of odd sea creature. We have those out here in California where it'll look like a rock, and then when you bust it open it's got a sea creature inside of it. You just totally like ruined its life by destroying its exoskeleton. We have those all over the place, so fair warning, don't go running around the beach smacking rocks with a hammer. That might not turn out the way that you thought it would. You might make a park ranger very, very upset with you. Oh good, we've got this turd again. Let's go ahead and hit him with some fireballs. As I said previously though, the ability to outrange him is really sort of key right here, and actually stepping on those landmines did not do me very solid. So let's see if I can sort of weave my way around here, although I am looking a little bit cornered. I think that I should... Oh, stepping on those ones doesn't make them go away. They just continue to accumulate. Very, very unfortunate for moi. Well then. Let's focus on the boss a little bit. We'll get a double combiner out of here. I don't know if that counted as a perfect room for me. because that final attack went off and I'm not sure if it hit me. With our double combiner, what do we have to play around with right now? Got a water rune. Let's go with darkness and let's go with water and just kind of see what happens. Dark crystal. Launch a dark crystal that shatters on impact, hurting enemies. That seems kind of cool. What's the range though? It's probably pretty terrible, right? It seems like with a lot of these spells, this kind of seems like the equivalent spell that we had with the air spell. So let's see what happens here. Oh no, that's actually got a considerable range with it. I think that's going to work out perfectly fine. Let's go with that. I don't think that we have anything to worry about right here. I think this is going to work out to our favor as a very, very nice replacement for the fire spell that we were already using. Now, our ability to deal damage is somewhat lower right now because our fire rate is very, very low, but at least we're not doing like 1.1 damage every single cast. And I do like the fact that we're getting to experiment and play around with new stuff. I mean, that is one of the benefits of this game, is it does manage to keep itself fresh simply by forcing you to vary your tactics every single time that you play. Looks like we still haven't... Oh, he's down here. Okay. I thought he was burrowing under the ground for a moment. There we go. And so we've gotten rid of him. I like that spell. In fact, I would be interested in getting a second one that I could spam on alternates. I'd love to go doubles on this one. I think that that might actually work out great for us. Especially if we could throw a couple like buffs on it, because it looks like we could increase the damage. And then finally, what else could we increase with it? The arc range. We can decrease the arc range, I guess, or maybe increase the arc range. I'm not really sure which one it would go with right there. But we can increase the damage by using darkness runes, and with water runes, we can also increase some of the... Yeah, let's get rid of that one right there. I don't like that spell. That spell can go away right this second. We also have a combiner. We can go with air and speed and just see what happens right there. We got vacuum. Creates a vacuum at the location, sucking enemies towards its center. That seems like it might be one of those spells that you could definitely use to solidify an advantage. Definitely take control of the field wherever you're at. Especially if you've got a map like this where the enemies are running down on you pretty fast, so you might as well. Oh my, I forgot that those split apart. That probably would have been one of those pieces of information that I probably should have stayed privy to. One of those things that I probably could have stored for later. It's also important to note that we can shoot some of the environmental hazards to break up our crystal right there. I like this spell. This is a great spell, aside from the fact that I seem to be having a tremendous amount of trouble like targeting it. There we go. That got him. We're going to pick up this heart over here on the left-hand side, and I think this is actually a pretty decent spot for me to break off the episode. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Runers. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out, everybody, and hi-do as always.